Looks like we made it. And of course, I was kind of naive enough to think that once we made it, that we would be eligible for, what every other YouTube channel is eligible for. Yeah, I know that was a little naive of me. So what do I mean? Well, guys, let me freeze some of these questions. We're going to go to your questions in the order of appearance. As you can see over here on the side, we will take all super chats. You know how it works. Hopefully things don't get too bogged up, but that does happen. And let's also, I wanted to bring something else over to everybody's attention. So like I said, I hit all the things you need to, okay? All the things you need to. And you see how it says ineligible. I'm eligible and enabled for every other thing in here. And because of you, the loyal Burmese Brigade, and thank you so much for this, my average view duration of 9+ minutes on videos. Now remember, I do walk and talks that are 10, 12 minutes, Most of my videos are in that 10 to 15 minute range. Now, we do hour-long deep dives, half-hour interviews, etc., etc. But just my average watch time alone is longer than a lot of YouTubers' videos that either post once a day, which I post, 3 to 7 times a day, or post 1 or 2 times a week. So obviously, in that respect, take a look. I mean, the engagement is through the roof. They should want me this. However, I'm still ineligible for my channel memberships. I am trending in 2 separate categories on Social Blade. Thank you again for this. And still, right here in the monetization, I'm unable to do t-shirts, even though that's at 10,000 viewers. And I have no recourse. I went through to the little chat bots today. So, with all that being said, I thought that, we were finally going to be able to do this, and I actually made a t-shirt shop. Now, I only have 2 products up. I have not launched them yet. But as you can see, it's going to be pretty limited, but you can get different colors and stuff. We'll press on these so you can get a good look. So we got an investigate everything design that I did. I hope people dig that. And I actually have a whole Bilderberg series. I got a couple of these series, guys. So I'm gonna really work on it. I don't know, tomorrow more than likely, as well as maybe late tonight, and put some more stuff up there. And there's Kissinger and the Bilderberg group Godfather parody, and there's an Eric Schmidt variant of that, and some other great stuff to come out. But like I said, let YouTube know, let the creators know. I had a tweet earlier today. I said, hey, guys, please. So if you do have a Twitter, it's @JasonBurmis. And let YouTube creators know that you want to let me have everything. I don't preach hate. I preach diplomacy, peace, truth, accountability, and I rail against all sides. It's not left or right. It's right and wrong. So this is one of those broadcasts where you see the title and it says "In the Era of Imagination Land," and we're here, baby. We're 100% here. Okay, so let's bring this down, and again, putting out a ton of videos, but with all this stuff with Epstein, right? Where are we going? No, that's not what we wanted. All this stuff, all the irregularities, the fact he was able to take his own life, the fact he was supposed to be on suicide watch, that he tried to commit suicide just before this, etc., etc. It's almost beyond reproach, right? I mean, how in the hell did we allow any of this to actually happen? So, with that being said, let's start going to the questions, eh? Let's start going to the questions. And guys, thumbs the video up, share it. This is one of the Ask Me Anythings with everybody. YouTube actually recommended your channel to me yesterday. Wow. I guess because of some of the others I watch. Anyways, great stuff. Look forward to, I would think that's videos. All right. Congratulations. Hey, Josh Freeman. Thanks for all the support from the very beginning, really. How many Epsteins do you think there are out there? I would assume there's only one real Jeffrey Epstein. If there's a body double, a latex mask, I mean, anything's possible. What's probable? Think about how many accomplices that they would have to get in on that. Think about the cover-up. Again, This is a high-level guy. This is probably the most high-profile American citizen with intelligence connections ever. And I am telling you, that's the big deal. And people should not be downplaying that. Whatever happened to Podesta? What do you think ever happened to Podesta? Not much. Not too much. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Apple Credit? It's creepy. It's another step towards the cashless society control grid, the track trace database system. They keep selling us up. There's the jump. There's the jump. So, again, it could jump. I'm trying to take everybody. Remember, I take all super chats. My God. Here we go. Oh, we're going down. Let's see. 30K all day. The channel is spreading like wildfire. Jason Sporter here. Thank you. One of the best in alternative media. Thank you. Sanus as well. I like to think that I'm sane. People will support. I think so. Yeah, listen, I just need enough to live, and right now we're doing that. In fact, guys, just so everybody knows the way that I have been funding myself, and you know what, I want to take some time to thank these people, is this GoFundMe. So let's go through it. Jeannie Allen says, love your work. I love you. Thank you so much. Emmy Anderson, you are killing it, bringing us independent perspective and on-point analysis of issues that matter. Thank you for all your hard work. It's truly appreciated. No, thank you. Matthew Bobo, I really like Jason's work. Keep it up. No, thank you, my man. Flick off, also always in the comments section. Hard work deserves support. Keep it up. I'm trying, brother. John Hoback, I love your work. Keep it up. Thank you. David Coker, I donated because Jason Burmis is a national treasure and a hero. That's a lot. I appreciate that. That's nice. If this nation survives, Mr. Burmis will go down in history as a patriot on par with our founders. That's a lot, too. Thank you, David. Rob Rumi, unbiased truth. Don't ever change that narrative. Not trying to. Why? Why not tell the truth? Lies don't make friends. You know what they make? Predators and politicians. It's also a T-shirt line that's going to be coming out there. Lies don't make friends, guys. Trying to spin some bullshit narrative never helped anybody. Your content is superb. Thank you for working so hard and keeping us up to date on the latest information. Thank you, Karen Junot. Cole Buchler says, you the man. As Joe Dirt would say, keep on keeping on, brother. Well, we did it, buddy. We got to 30K. Thank you. This was on my birthday. Ed Ball, happy birthday, Jason. Loving the videos. Loving you, my man. Dylan Grider, love the content. Love you. Timothy Beverly. By the way, YouTube content creators out there, I got nothing but love in my heart. I love all you guys. I love the platform. Thank you for letting me have this voice in 1080p live with an audience that wants to have discernment, that wants to have real political discourse, that wants to have representation for and by the people. We're reformationists, baby. We want a reformation of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. That's all. Real checks and balances, not some deep state bullshit where the entire country's got their own conspiracy theory about what happened to a pedophile billionaire with intelligence connections who was also a globalist. All facts. All facts. Timothy Beverly says, appreciate your hard work, honesty, and coverage. I am also a single parent. My son is 27 now and a Harvard graduate. Good fucking dude. Thank you, Timothy. John Frankenberg, the hard work and brutal unbiased honesty in a world where speaking the truth is considered blasphemous. Yes, I agree. And by the way, if the power goes out, I apologize. I already see my lights blinking. That's what I can afford, guy. This is a house I have. I got a little AC unit. I'm already a little greasy, a little sweaty over here, as you can see. So who knows? Maybe I'll have to pat down. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go over here. What do we got? Flick off. Congratulations, bro. Thank you, bro. Hopefully you just heard my shout out earlier. All right. I want to see you out there at events, Bilderberg, Bohemian Grove, Ron Paul's conference. It's coming, man. Listen, at least Bilderberg for the first thing. Hopefully before that I'm gonna go to things. It's tough with the kids. And it's tough if I'm on the road to put 3 to 7 videos out. I'm not saying I don't want to do it, but people don't understand how much that really costs. You know, and I'm doing all right now, but until I'm doing a lot better and I can take, 3 to 7 days off and really go to one of these things and take the time that it needs, we'll see. I also did capture a bunch of the old DV tapes. There's the Albany Airport confrontation that got a lot of traction, and I'm going to be editing pieces of those together and putting them out there. I haven't watched a WRC video in a long time. I like some Luke, but he is an anarchist, which is absolute stupidity. We all know I'm not an anarchist. Why don't you have a website like everyone else and just continue working off YouTube? I'll eventually have a website. That's coming too. But right now, I mean, the way to do this is to grow this platform. Because, listen, this is like television, right? This is the birth of TV. Think about when there was a transition from radio to TV. I want people to understand, first of all, a little more than half my audience is in this country, analytics-wise. Now, the rest is around the globe, which is awesome because, hey, I want everybody to have a voice. Like we talked about earlier, Epstein, it looks like they're going to launch an investigation into Epstein and his property in France. So the French government is now getting involved, et cetera, et cetera. This thing is bound to unravel. We'll see how much limited hangout there is and how much cover-up there is. And that's a big possibility as well. However, when you see the transition from the radio to TV and now the TV to YouTube. And what do I mean? Well, half of my audience globally also is watching me on this device. They're watching on a phone. They're not watching on a television. And I think it's less than half that are actually watching even on a PC. I think a PC gets like 24%. We're talking tablets and then smart TVs, et cetera, et cetera. But half are watching on that. So this is it. This is TV. YouTube is the #1 platform for people to watch on that for long form, any kind of videos. How many of you people are watching this on a phone right now? On the side, on the desk, while you're doing something else, et cetera, kind of just listening and watching along? So that's why I put so much into YouTube, because it is a global platform where I feel a guy like me who doesn't preach anything but love and understanding and calls out the hurtful and hateful predator class for what they are, no matter what race, religion, creed, color, organization they may be involved in, because I think it runs across the board. Evil doesn't have one face, I promise you that. It certainly doesn't. And demand accountability. That's it. That's it. That's all I want, baby. I want happiness. I want to have choices. I want what was guaranteed to all of us. And I know that the founders weren't perfect, and we want to get into stupid identity politics and try to go back 200 years, et cetera, et cetera. That's ridiculous. The founders were smart enough to make a way for them to amend the Constitution so all people of all colors, and really all religions, and that's why this was started in the first place, and all genders, et cetera, had the same rights, period. So let's keep going. Joe Stevens says, actually, pretty cool thumbnail. Congrats, and have a good Evidente, man. Thank you. I watch Burmis, Ventura, and Sanchez mostly. I don't know who Sanchez is. Ventura is dumb. Nah, Ventura is honest. I like Jesse. And his son, I haven't seen a lot of Tyler stuff, but, he seems like a good dude. YouTube actually recommended your channel. Yes, I already did all that stuff. That was way before, huh? Let's see. Like the video, 30K, been here since 6 or 7. J.E. was tried in a secret court weeks ago and was legally executed. Come on. Do we have any electricians? I need my whole house rewired. I have those old fuse bulbs. That's what my house is like. All right, so let's keep going here. Did you go to Laura Loomer's website for the EMS broadcast? Is she reliable? I have not. Now, is that... Can someone link me just to the EMS broadcast? Because if she's just linking to that, I would think that's reliable. I don't think she would hoax that. I don't necessarily agree with her politically. And I know that she's hung around with Jacob Wall before, and Jacob Wall is a piece of shit. He's a piece of trash. Any of these people that would hoax stuff and, openly just try to be a political operative and do stunts and yada, 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 you're not going to gain any points with this guy. And they shouldn't gain any points with you. All right? Let's see. How many people are pulling the strings at the top? Do they have subgroups? Everybody does, man. Think about your job. Think about your office and how that works. Think about how the intelligence community and compartmentalization works. Think about how the mafia works. Think about how the NSA works. Think about how the church works, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And think about these organizations throughout the world. We live in a big fucking world. It's really complex. I promise you. All right? At the end of the day, the predator class, if you want to, in my personal opinion, I think they make up like less than 0.001% of the population. Not 1%, not 0.1%, not, I mean, we're talking about, there's like a couple of, a few hundred maybe, tops, really, really powerful individuals, like super global power elite individuals. And then they have their families and their minions, et cetera, and it goes on and on and on. And that's the reality of the situation, in my opinion. We're going to go back to the GoFundMe donations in a moment, but I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Let's see what we got here. YouTube does not like you, maybe. We do. So, hey, I hope that YouTube gets around. When do you start working more in the field at events? Probably the next time there's some big events and I can get the time. Listen, kids go back to school in 3 weeks. My uncle passed over the summer on the West Coast. My family lives on the East Coast. So in a couple weeks, we're going to be doing a memorial to him. I'm probably going to try to take some time for that. We'll see. I mean, I think I'm going to have some videos lined up and cut them up and get those out there to people. But, I mean, how many days have I taken since the 2 months that I've got on my own? And how many days have I taken when I was working for WRC, putting out 4 videos a day there and doing all the back end stuff on top of it, et cetera, et cetera. I don't take a lot of days. And I'm, raising a family. So we'll see. The right event, I'm all about going. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got a super chat. Let's go to that first, and then we're going to come down to freedom. Thank you, Scott Whitaker. I do appreciate that. Big ups to you. Jason Berman says, the government using reverse psychology on Americans to get ready for war with China. 2012, the Pepper Movement, militias, the gun bank, and the crazy left now. I don't know if it's reverse psychology. I think that the military and the propagandists used, and by the way, Edward Bernays coined the term propaganda. It's a book. It's in my film Invisible Empire. It didn't exist before Edward Bernays. And Edward Bernays was slick enough to get an entire other gender to think it was sexy to smoke cigarettes. And now we all think it's cool to smoke little electronic devices and puff those. And instead of beer, which we were brainwashed for how long, now they're drinking Trulies and yada, yada, yada. I would say that subliminal advertising and psychological warfare is a very, very real thing. And with China, listen, we've built them up. I don't know exactly what happens if we try to tear them down, but I think it's more of an integration. I've always said this. Look at China in the 80s. What did they get? Okay, China in the 80s, we got a McDonald's, we got some Coca-Cola and some jeans. Everything started to change a little bit more after Tiananmen Square, and more capitalism went into their very communist, authoritarian, rigid society, right? They were introduced to consumerism. But at the same time, authoritarianism and technological authoritarianism kept growing, right? And then here on our end, what did we get? We got a lot of that technological authoritarianism. You understand? We creep towards that and surveillance. We get all their products and their toys and their technology, but at the same time, the police state creeps in here, the track trace database society, where everything you do, say, buy is all put in a database. That's it. When you're profiled and your data's sold, and that's the new economy, baby, as automation takes over. I think it's an amalgamation of that new world order that they all talk about. But hey, that makes me a conspiracy theorist. Nick Waits! It was the guards who were on suicide watch. They watched Epstein commit suicide. Congrats on the 30K. Well, Nick Waits, let's not call all of them guards just yet. And you know what? We'll get back to the whatchamacallit after that. We'll get back to the GoFundMe and all the supporters. But no, check it out. One of the people watching, disgraced financier, not a proper prison guard. Well, what the fuck was he? And they hadn't been buying hours, and that sounds pretty suspicious. And remember, the person that's putting out the information that Bill Barr, the AG, visited MCC. So here it is right here. This is Snopes. This is from the Gotti crime family. I just want people to say that. Gotti Confidant. There it is. Okay? Gotti Confidant. It wasn't Jim Heath either. It was reported in like the Post or something like that. So, once again, we don't know that for sure. Supposedly, it's a Gotti confidant inside. That would be huge if Barr actually did visit the prison just before, because the guy should have been on 24/7 guard. And now that we know that one of them wasn't even a proper prison guard, well, geez. Well, that's odd. I mean, give me a break. Hold on one second, guys. Let me degrease a little bit. Oh. All right, let's continue on here. All right. What's the message? Obama, last to visit China. Yeah, but Trump's met with the Chinese president many times. Is the Vatican connected to Epstein? I don't know that the Vatican is connected to Epstein. However, this network certainly seems to be connected to the church. If you read the Whitney Webb series, and I believe it is in the first part of this series, which is extensive, stop just sharing links and actually take the time to go through this stuff. She takes you through Sam Bronfman, Lou Wiesenstahl, I think his name is. There he is right there. Rosenstiel, I'm sorry. Lou Rosenstiel, his connections to Roy Cohn, but there's Meyer Lansky, there's J. Edgar Hoover. Again, this is an extensive article. There's Roy Cohn and McCarthy. Maybe there it is. There's Francis Spellman. And if anything has taught us anything about these rings, is these guys were protected. And they were protected by the church, but they were protected by law enforcement too. And other people in the high ups taking advantage of small, young, disabled children. I mean, the horrors that have really gone on behind the scenes. That's why this network is important. Okay? And that's why it's more than Epstein, and this really has to go down. Period. Let's see. Epstein, Pizzagate connections, Caribbean Islands, St. James. I have to see more. Again, we don't make connections that aren't there. You got to put them out there, guy. So excited for you. You reached 30K, and it's nothing but upwards from here. Thank you, Dog Lover. I appreciate that. Hopefully you're right. Derek Ward with a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Congrats, Jason. Thumbs it up. Dayton shooter's best friend was arrested? Is that true? The one that was shot? No. The guy who worked for Raytheon? No. Dayton shooter. That would be big news. Best friend arrested. Wow, he helped assemble the weapon? What are they saying here? Wow, so that's breaking news. Thank you very much, Joyful One, on this. Wow. Let's read it. Well, let's go to it.
Mass shooting in Dayton. Tonight, news of an arrest. A friend of the mass shooter has now been charged. Ethan Cawley told investigators he bought the body armor and ammunition, the magazine Connor Betts used in that deadly attack. But
wait a minute. Is this the same guy? Benjamin Glassman told reporters at a press... who is it that they exactly arrested here? Ethan Coley? Yeah, so I don't think that he was the one that was shot, right?
that friend contends tonight he knew nothing about the attack. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, federal authorities say a man who allegedly helped Connor Betts could face 15 years in prison. Prosecutors say Betts' friend Ethan Cawley purchased the body armor Betts is seen wearing during the shooting. Cawley also allegedly purchased and stored this 100-round ammunition drum and a component for Betts' gun.
Cawley indicated that.
All right, so again, I don't think that this is the one that was shot. But they were saying that that was his best friend. So is this yet another best friend? I guess they're saying just friend.
He purchased these items for Betts and stored them at Cawley's residence in order to assist Betts in hiding the items from Betts' parents.
Officials say there's no indication that Cawley knew Betts' plans, but the charges Cawley is now facing unrelated to the mass shooting for lying on a federal gun form when he purchased his own gun.
Okay. Well, you know, that makes sense, but what's this drugs charge?
Denied using drugs at the time. Investigators say they found he was growing psychedelic mushrooms in his home, and he admitted to being a regular marijuana.
Well, whatever on the marijuana, but psychedelics, and I'm wondering if psychotropics. We still don't know what meds Connor Betts was on, but that's a whole nother subject. We covered Dayton and El Paso at length. That is some breaking news there. Thank you very much for that breaking news. Remember, we take all super chats, but I'm trying to go down the line. The music ad. Let's see. Congrats on 30K. Thank you, Drufus. I appreciate that. Oh, some jumpage right there. Sorry. Down with MC. Oh, man, that one jumped a lot. See, they jump. They jump. Oh, man, well, here we go. Keep them coming. We're going to try to get as many as possible. We'll see. Oh, I eat butthole cheese. Here we go. We want to see it. Let's ban them. Oh, we'll ban a couple people probably. I don't mind banning. Hey, Sam Halam, happy 30K, sir. Roll on to 50K. Thanks for the great work. Thank you for the super chat. And see, I missed some of them. They don't pop up on the top. So I want to keep going up here. There's the original super chat. Wow, a lot of people chatting in here. All right, I'm gonna. You know what with that saying, I'm gonna pop down to here. Okay. I personally like your philosophy of no right, no left, but right and wrong. In that vein, I think Trump is another aspect of the deep state and that he is just a different faction. What is your take? Well, I think that he works. Listen, you can't be the guy that gives Israel everything they want, and you can't be the guy that's gearing up for war with Iran with that rhetoric, and you can't be the guy that's trying to topple Venezuela, and you can't be the guy that keeps pushing us forward into more and more of a police state, et cetera, and be called anything else. So is he better than Hillary Clinton? You bet he is. But does he have controllers? You bet he does. Do you think if he was in charge and he was the real deal that could have just gotten everything done, and I'm going to take the deep state out, with my superhero cape, et cetera, well, then we would have got those JFK documents, right? And we never got those. We were promised them twice. We're going to come back to the questions. I want to keep thanking some of my sponsors here over at the GoFundMe. Let's see. We did Frankenberg. Joe Rooney, apart from your excellent reporting, Jason, I like your enthusiasm. Based on the ancient Greek word ether, or enthenos, it means the awakening God within. Sabadai, inner peace. Well, thank you, Joe Rooney. Hey, if you're not going to be passionate about the truth and doing the right thing, what the fuck are you going to be passionate about? I don't understand. What are you? I mean, listen. Hey, I'll tell you what. I grew up around antiques a lot, and I even go and stop at small shops and yada yada yada, and I get small electronics and old toys and stuff like that. And I watch American Pickers, and I enjoy that. And I enjoy going to watch MMA, and I guess there's a small passion for those things. But why wouldn't you be passionate about the truth, especially with as twisted as the world has become? And that we really don't have anybody to look to as an actual leader that's not putting together, fornicated stunts. That's the best way I can say it. Dishonesty and spin and bullshit. And that's not what I'm about. I mean, I'm trying to tell the truth. I may not be right all the time, but I don't think any of us are. Thank you, Jason, from Patrick M. Fallon. Great work, news. I'm enjoying the Great Awakening and the takedown of these global elite pedophile rings. I don't know how to say that. The Patriots are winning. Choo-choo. James Gwaltney, thank you very much, brother. Keep it up, Jason. Be well. Leo Baker, keep up the great work. Thank you. Lisa Dolan, you are the one hardworking guy, and I appreciate all the news you're bringing. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Lisa. Glenn Beckham, again, keep killing it, Burmis. Thank you. Gary Christ says, hey, Jason, you are a patriot in my view, educating the masses. God bless. Please research Freese Schaefer Cox, another patriot who's behind bars in a secret prison, CMU, in Indiana. His charges were dropped in Alaska, but the feds decided he needed to be silenced. Maybe Tulsi can help him if we make enough noise. Sad how Trump helps ASAP but ignores Schaefer. How about, and no offense to, I know nothing about that, Gary, but how about Assange? Shouldn't we be way, way worried about that? I mean, that's how I feel about it. Matt Leone, I really appreciate your down-to-earth approach on topics that can easily be misconstrued as conspiracy theory nonsense. People need more truth-telling telling it real like it is. Thanks. We'll get to Wade Amon in a moment, but let's keep going through the questions. Remember, I'm trying to hit every super chat. Let's go down really quick and make sure I didn't miss any. I think that I've got, I've got them all. All right, let's continue. Remember to thumbs this up and share it, everybody, as well. Let's go all the way back up. All right. Trump 2020, Polly covered something. What you cover? I don't know what you covered. I'm an anarchist. Well, good for you. You're allowed to be one. Burmis, love from Australia, bro. Well, I love you, Chris, and I love Australia. Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Jared Fogle walk into a bar. It must be in prison. Independent journalist is the new news. I agree. With a website, you could look through your merch. Yeah, I understand that. But I can build like a pseudo website without just a regular website with merch. It's not a big deal. Let her sniff other dogs' pee. Hey, I let my dog do my thing, but we got to keep it moving. Do I need a chest tattoo? Maybe one day. I've always thought about maybe a half a chest tattoo with a burning constitution that went over to my arm. I don't know if it's something I'll ever do. We'll see. How much dirt did he leave behind? I don't know how much is going to get covered up. Of course, we're talking about Epstein. Congrats, homie. Well deserved. Who do you think Q is? I think we've already talked about the origins of Q at DEF CON. People like Microchip, Dreamcatcher. I realize that DeFango has been extremely dishonest in the past, and I'm sure he exaggerated his role in creating it. But, those three people are definitely some of the origins. And the Cicada 3-3 puzzles. By the way, Erica Jill, thank you so much for all your support. You're the best. You rock. Let's keep going. Todd Moore, I don't know what PC means. FL on phone, I don't know what that means. Snowden? What about Snowden? Yeah, exactly. I mean, Trump says he wants to prosecute Snowden. Again, Trump's not the best, guys. I'm sorry. Good question, Darth. I don't know what that means. What do you think about the Clinton body count trending on Twitter after Trump retweeted it? I think that there are a lot more powerful people than the Clintons, although, yes, they had their connections, but Trump had his. And I think that Trump retweeting something like that, I mean, first of all, it's not just the Trump body count. It's that comedian straight. We know who did this. No, we don't know exactly who did this, but I'm sure it wasn't Bill or Hillary Clinton. And I doubt it was one of their connectable henchmen. All right? Let's be honest. Anything's possible, but it's probable. And he plays that out there for his contingency and support and the MAGA crowd and the left-right paradigm. And I can't stand it. It's a whole bunch of Johnny nonsense. It's not my thing. All right, let's continue. Is Ku and Ku is 17. Don't know what that means. Yes, Krill Kushinsky. It looks like you are out of here. Let's see what we got here. When is the new show you mentioned the other week with another person starting? You left us in suspense long enough. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, Flick. You're awesome. So I'm going to be doing, hopefully, within the next few weeks, maybe a month, every Monday, I'm going to be doing a show called Mixed Martial Mindset with MMA fighter John Fitch. And if you don't know who John Fitch is, he's a legend of the game. It's amazing. We're going to spend a half an hour on mixed martial arts from the weekend and then coming up. So we're going to be talking about all the fights that happened Friday and Saturday, et cetera, and then what's coming up maybe the next weekend. And then we're also going to talk about politics and other big news that happened during the week, during that other half an hour, also in kind of an AMA-style broadcast. Once a week it'll be on this, and once a week it'll be on his channel. So I'm extremely excited to be doing that, and I really hope that you guys are really excited to be a part of that as well, because I think it's going to add such a huge dimension to the show. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, hopefully I didn't skip any super chats. I don't think I did, but we're going to go up in that way. I got Stipe and Showtime. Showtime's look good. Let's see. I would say that Stipe's, man, that's tough. I can't bet against Cormier. Cormier's only lost to Jones, and Jones has been juiced to the tits every single time. So, I mean, Cormier's, listen, that first fight, I feel like he did poke him in the eye. Stipe has only lost one time before that. He was the most dominant heavyweight champ out there. I can't wait to see that fight. I think it's a pick'em fight on paper, and I love Pettis to death, but I'm such a Diaz fan, and I think that Nate could either knock him out or sub him. But we'll see. Again, Showtime looked great in his last fight. Great. When does the rank and file law enforcement get off its ass and act? I don't know. That's a great question. Flick off. Sweet. Is this Barry Allen's live stream? Is that Barry Allen the Flash? Oh, that's a I'm wearing the Flash shirt. You got jokes, Neil, and I like your jokes. Congrats, Jason. New sub. Thank you, Small Thank you, Small Wildflowers. We try to take ourselves pretty seriously here, but not too seriously, and we like to have a good time as well. cover a plethora of issues and keep it real. So thank you for the sub. The Clinton's crime syndicate are puppets of the Committee of 300, one of those roundtable groups. Bill Clinton was on the Lolita Express over 27 times. Yeah, but it's even more than that. And now we know for sure that it's been alleged, at least through these new documents. Again, if you haven't seen the documents, remember, a lot of this stuff is still pretty censored up. But you notice the 2,024 pages. So it's not 2,000 documents. For instance, one of these documents has 883 pages on it. All right? So a lot of this is still blacked out. Okay? Now, there's a ton in here, but I want people to be very, very aware. Okay? A lot of it's blacked out. All right, let's go back to the questions. Remember, we've taken all super chats. We're kind of jumping around a little bit here, but I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. Dude, New York is under the Clinton thumb. This is upstate New York, and I don't know that we're under any kind of Clinton thumb at this point. Globalist thumb is more at like it. Like, first of all, the taxes are crazy here. The laws are crazy here. New York City is this big compared to, like, a state like that big. And the majority of the people upstate New York, they don't love the Clintons. Trust me. Okay? It was Prince Andrew. Who we kidding? I mean, Prince Andrew is their arms dealer. He's in some of these things. Clinton is a nobody. Pizzagate WordPress. I don't know what that means. Have you read Daniel Estulin? You know what? I have not read that. But Estulin, all right, you guys want some inside baseball on Daniel Estulin. This is the type of person Daniel Estulin is. Daniel Estulin is out for himself and nobody else. And he contacted me, I don't know, pre-Bilderberg this year, trying to get in touch with Joe Rogan, because I think he saw that Joe Rogan followed me or whatever. I haven't talked to Joe Rogan in many, many years. And when I told him that I didn't, he said he was going to send me his book. I sent him my address. I never got a book. Daniel Estulin doesn't care about me. Daniel Estulin cares about Daniel Estulin. Joe Matera's Defango is a retard. Let's see. See Burmis, don't believe in Q. Yeah, why would I? I don't believe in Imagination Land. That's the problem. We live in the era of Imagination Land. Okay? We do. The FBI, CIA knew all about Epstein's crimes for years and did nothing. Of course they did, because he was an intelligence agent. Let's see. How about that Lotto Epstein connection? I don't know if that's really it. I've seen that supposed thing. So there's a story out there that Epstein. Let's look it up on air. Let's check it out. Let's do it live. We'll do it live. Let's see if there's any validity to this. Lotto Jeffrey Epstein. I think it was a $29 million payout. Okay, here we go. So this is in June. Man who won $30 million lottery while in the middle of a divorce ordered to share winnings. And I'm not sure, is this the original article here? Maybe not. Yeah, that's not it. Lotto, Jeffrey Epstein did Powerball. Here it is. This is Reddit. CNBC. See, there's a lot of stuff here. The Cut. Let's see what Reddit has to say. I don't usually go on the Reddit, guys. It's not one of my places. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. From Zorro Ranch. Huh. I guess it's a possibility. Not discounting it. I appreciate that info. All right, let's continue on. I think we're going to wrap it up. And guys, I thank you again so much. I really, really do. Without you, none of this would be possible. Let's see. Q is what you call it when you have a sting around. I'm not going to read that, right? There's no reason to read the rest of that. Yummy, Scrummy, Q Crumbs, Burmis Brigade, Rogan up. I am 3 Rogans tall. Hey, listen, everybody wants to talk about how tall Rogan is. I think he says he's like 5'8". I'm 5'10", and I remember being pretty much eye to eye with him. Whether he had like lifts in his shoes or whatever, I don't know. But he had a hell of a grip, I'll tell you that. Hell of a handshake. Hell of a handshake. Is that it? Is this what we got? All right, guys. I appreciate you. I love you out there. We did it. We got to 30K. Let's keep pushing forward. I'm going to still do 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos a day if you can. If you know that you like seeing this stuff, I give away everything I do for free. All my documentaries are up there for free. We're 3/5 of the way here on the GoFundMe. The link is in the description. Again, we're going to have the t-shirts coming very soon. And I love you guys. I'll see you all on the flip side. And any break in Epstein information, we know that I won't help myself and have to go live.